Okay, now we've got a young man, Mr. Paul Casey, born in England, resident of Scottsdale now. You're in Scottsdale? Yeah. Are you really? I didn't realize that. Paul hit, what do you got, a 5-iron?
I got the 5-iron. Yeah, I took a big chunk out of it last week at Wentworth, but...
That's all right.
It's all right.
You know, those companies make more of them.
We checked the loft and lie. I think it's okay.
Okay.
I don't know what you would like me to do. I was going to talk about hitting left and right. And
whatever you want to do.
High shots, low shots.
Whatever you want to do. You tell them what do you expect out of a 5-iron, and what are you trying to get? When do you play it? You know, what kind of shots do you play? That's the whole idea.
Well, I play it from the trees, like last week.
Okay.
I like to play it from the fairway. For me, it's depending on where I am. Last week, it was about a 195 club. Quite heavy air, Wentworth, sort of cold, damp English conditions. Over here, it might be as much as a 200-yard club this week, with a bit of luck if we get some sunshine. It's a club I think we're using more and more, at least a 200-yard club. It seems like every par 3 nowadays is that kind of number. And a lot of par 4s too for the second shot. So drivers, long irons, and wedges seem to be kind of the thing I seem to be playing a lot nowadays. So I get a lot of practice with it. I feel I'm not a bad long iron player. I can hit them pretty high. As KJ says, there's not many greens you can't hit if you can hit it high.
That's right.
Which I agree. But I do like to move it around as well. I tend not to change the setup. I like to move the golf ball around. Sorry, I do like to change the setup, I should say. I don't change my swing much. And
basically, explain to him what you mean by that.
Well, we spend all our time trying to groove a swing so it works under pressure. And if I want to move the golf ball around, I know KJ said he likes it low shots, high shots. I do it very simply with ball position, for example. If the middle golf ball here was my perfect setup distance for a 5-iron, we'll roll that one out because it's kind of dangerous. The golf ball now is closer to me. Let's take this other golf ball here. I had 3 golf balls in line. We'll take the one that's closest to me. That one will produce my nice low 5-iron, which maybe we use at the Open Championship or something like that. And we can do the same if we had, this was my normal pole position back here, and we stretch it out a little bit further and I reach, maybe go down the grip. Oh, sorry, up the grip. I'm nervous in front of you know that? I can then hit a high 5-iron. So that's how I kind of like to move it around.
Okay. You know, the golf ball today, people talk about it not being able to hook it and slice it. They have a hard time maneuvering it. Well, maybe so, but all the players you've talked to so far, 3 golf clubs, they all try to maneuver the golf ball and still play with maneuvering the golf ball. So you must be able to do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't even bother to try.
You have to. You have to with the firmness of today's greens, with the speed of today's greens. You have to in order to. It enables you to hold those greens and get closer to the pin.
Absolutely. Great grip that you use.
The type of grip or my grip?
No, interlocking.
You like that? You know, I went to that this year.
You just went to that this year?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why you're going up in the standings, huh? I sort of favored that myself, incidentally.
You're the first person who's noticed. I changed it, well, not that long into the year. Peter Costas, my longtime coach, we'd always had trouble with the hands coming apart, separating a little bit. And he said, just try it.
Okay.
It's worked for a couple of pretty good players.
Yeah. Tiger also has an interlocking grip.
And, you know, I don't think about it now.
No, I don't.
And I like it.
I've always felt like my hands were more together with an interlocking grip than they were with an overlapping grip. And I tried both, obviously. Okay, Paul, let's see. What's the last thing you want to do with a 5-iron? Let's say you've got a tree in front of you, and you've got to hit it up in the air. I mean, and so you got to be able to hit it up in the air without putting a lot of spin on it because you got a lot of wind out here. What do you try to do?
Two things. I would move the golf ball slightly further away at address. But I also feel, it doesn't really happen, but I feel like the club is getting to the ball before my hands do.
You're trying to get it up without spin. That's
Yes.
what you're trying to do. In other words, try to keep his distance. The more spin he puts on it on a windy day, the more the ball is going to get killed by the wind. But if he can put the ball up in the air without spin, which is hitting the ball without, you notice he did not take a divot there. Hitting the ball without very much spin, it gets the ball up and it'll allow it to carry through the air without getting it killed by the wind. That was what I was asking him to do. And now, do you play a shot, and being from England, where you get, certainly, you wouldn't have any nice days like this one, but do you play a lot of shots where you hit a 5-iron maybe 140 or 50 yards? Bouncing it into a green or something?
I need to work on that. I'm not as good as I should be.
Well, from where you're from, you need to work. You should have done that work growing up. But you got to play where you go right down the shaft.
I've been over here 11 years now.
Have you been over here 11 years?
Yeah.
How old are you?
30.
11 years through. You came over here when you were
11
young.
years. I spent all my time the last 11 years trying to learn how to hit high. And now you're asking me to hit low again.
Well, if you want to win your tournament over there in the summertime, you're going to need to knock some shots low occasionally. So what he does is he's gone down on the grip. That's all I wanted to show you. He's gone down on the grip, made the shaft shorter, moves the ball back a little bit. He probably won't put a lot of spin on the ball. He'll just hit the ball to where the ball basically gets through the wind and let the wind kill it. That's what I was trying to get him to do. And you did exactly that. Paul, thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good week.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, sir.